We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine collective, to see what is going on. So we are in like the last 24 hours of the Lionsgate portal. Tomorrow is technically the last day. That means we've been receiving a lot of high frequency energy and a lot of upgrades during this time. You guys might be feeling that, as your body might be kind of playing catch up with these energies too. You guys have been probably feeling really, really good in these energies. Some it might be bringing up old issues, unresolved trauma, and of course the usual purging. However, you should be feeling really, really good. And as we exit the Lionsgate portal, you should feel like you're a brand new person, like you've been upgraded in so many ways, feeling those high frequencies in a good way too. So you're feeling your frequency has gone up a ton since you first entered into that Lionsgate portal space. This means that we can still be tapping into these energies. Take care with your thoughts right now. Some of you guys are kind of still focusing on what you don't want and not what you do want, not realizing that we're manifesting every second of this. This is going to take doing that inner work, paying attention to your thoughts, and even paying attention to what you're putting out there during this time. So take care with your thoughts as we're still instant manifesting in this high frequency space. So we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. I wanted to get on here and just do some messages for you guys. I haven't been live for a couple of days. I've been quite busy, so I thought I would do a video and just kind of tap in for you guys and see what is going on. A lot coming up for the twin flames and the twin flame collective. We will kind of talk about that too. I want to talk about some of these cycles that twin flames go through. Oftentimes you go through different stages. You might even go through some of these stages a couple times or multiple times till you get to union. It just kind of depends on your own unique situation. Understanding that your twin flame is your mirror to things that you may need to work on or heal, and they very much amplify anything going on within you too. So sometimes you meet your twin flame and the old patterns come up. This is not the old paradigm of love. This person is helping you to, I'll say, cut through, cleanse, or to clear your karmic cords or karmic connections in your life. This person is to motivate you. When you spend enough time with your twin flame, you're going to find that you're really guided from the core of who you're being to heal yourself, become a better version of yourself, and to just work on yourself. This is like sometimes what happens. So I want to talk about a couple things that I see the twin flame collective going through currently with this reading, but we'll start with divine feminine. Okay, now usually it doesn't matter genders, but usually this is how it goes. Usually divine masculine is usually more used to, from the past, repressing their feelings and emotions. So oftentimes when it gets very emotionally, sorry, but when it gets very emotionally overwhelming for both, as you're going to go through intense emotional upheavals, purges, and a lot of emotion service, sometimes, not all the time, but usually masculine can even go runner and things like that. The reason why is because their divine feminine's energy gets too intense to them at that point. They need that energy and that life force to run through them too, but sometimes divine feminines at this high frequency, when they go runner, they can't handle it. So they go ahead and they work on their own energy. They will always come back. And the reason being is because they of course need this energy too, but then they'll be at a better space to be able to handle it and have been upgraded at that point too. And it just kind of depends on why. Usually it's the triggers that cause this emotional overwhelm, or even egos, because both will go through a dissolution kind of process. If one is going runner, this is the ego's way of trying to hold on, okay? It's like self-preservation, survival mode kicks in, and that's okay. So this is where both have to learn how to surrender to everything you can't control about the situation too. So if there is someone on the other side of that, the runner, you're learning how to surrender, as the runner has very much taken control of the situation and they'll come back when they want to. Chaser, it's up to you to go deep into your healing. The runner has become a catalyst for your own spiritual awakening and your healing journey. Oftentimes you're having to move through keyword feelings of rejection, abandonment, and things like that on the other side of things. And then of course we have the runner having to move through their fear, right? Fear of this connection or things that have come up within this too. Everyone has their own baggage and they can't come into union. So sometimes you do go through spaces of separation so that you can heal. clear and work through some of this baggage. This is why energy healing is so important, because oftentimes the stuff comes up on both sides. It can be very triggering, even in a polarizing and opposite way. So make sure that on either side that you're clearing your energy and healing certain things. And sometimes it can bring up old karmic patterns, stories, narratives that have been kind of going on for a long time. Your twin flame is here to make you aware of these things, because they're a problem. They're an issue, right? They're here to show you these things so that you can work on these things and heal these things. Divine Feminine clearing old patterns, stories, and narratives. Divine Masculine working on healing fear and things like that. Sometimes sabotaging things have come up in patterns on both sides. We have a lot of that coming up within the collective too. Divine Feminine continuing to heal and raise your frequency. Okay, so we're going to start with a reading for the Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine collective. What's going on for the Divine Feminine? Divine Masculine, if you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. You might have dreams. I have my own experiences, and I talk to so many twin flames as I do this work. And real quick, you know that I do this work. I am an energy healer, and I'm always trying to get you guys to do more healing sessions. Check out my website, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. I do readings. These are phone call sessions, and you guys can just book them on my website, and I do phone calls with you, and this will go in and help you to shift things. Like yesterday, you know, the work I do is very powerful. Yesterday, I have someone, they hadn't heard from their flame. I assume they ghosted them and ran, and as soon as they did a session with me, after months of no contact, the flame immediately reached out a minute after doing the session with me. So I encourage you to do more sessions and to get help, especially if you're stuck in spaces of separation or just trying to heal yourself too, as I do tons of healing sessions. I also do tons of twin flame healing sessions. I do tons of clearings, healings, and activation work. You want to do those healings. It's going to help be the game changer. It's going to help you to work on your energy, especially if you're dealing with a separation or runner situation. This is repulsion. You're basically like two powerful magnets. You're the one pushing them away energetically. So when you clear your energy, it will clear these kind of issues coming up that might be pushing away what you do desire too. So I do tons of healings on my website. I do tons of twin flame coaching, which I help so many people through this process. Doesn't matter if you're in separation or just needing guidance and help with this process. It's going to really help you to see these blind points on your journey and to help you navigate this journey, as many of you guys haven't gone through this before. So it will help you to get some assistance with this. Check out my website, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. So dreams, right? This is a sign of twin flame union too, and even that twin flame sometimes in separation that you're getting ready to shift out of it. Just kind of depends, but it's all happening on the 5D level, that you're connecting with this person, whether you're thinking about this person, you're picking up on downloads, you're getting messages, you're getting signs, you're getting synchronicities, or even you're dreaming about this person. This is powerful. You may or may not remember these dreams, but you're probably going to remember your person. I was having a lot last night too, and someone I work with was telling me about their dreams, and they couldn't really remember them. That's how I feel. You couldn't really remember them, but you know you were with this person and you were getting a lot of powerful messages. Just like we receive those psychic downloads, sometimes we receive them in a more powerful way when we're asleep, because things can come through. We're also trying to resolve and work through things on that level. When you are dreaming about your twin flame, these are very real experiences. They are there too. These are shared dream experiences. Twin flames have shared telepathy. Someone was telling me this morning about this, where I guess the flame was singing something in their twin flame picked it up from very far away. So twin flames have shared telepathy, but they also have shared dream experiences, and this is a special gift that you only have in these type of connections, as this is a very spiritual bond and a spiritual connection, and we have to remember that too. So oftentimes twin flame is the opposite of karmics, you know, this is karmic contract, and then it goes. Twin flames are here to break any karmic ties that you already have pre-existing and to help you get rid of these things and clear these things. The twin flame isn't going to do that for you. They're simply motivation to get you to do that inner work, to really look at a lot of areas of your life, and you have special gifts that only twin flames have. And this is the shared dream experiences or shared dream time, and that ability to enter into or to go into these shared dream experiences is a powerful gift where you're able to, I say call it interface telepathically on the spiritual level, but you're also able to meet on that level within the astrals, as a lot of the twin flame connection is an astral connection. So now it's powerful if and important that you're healing your chakra system for this twin flame union to happen, or within union to activate some of these gifts and abilities. And I'm not going to go through all of the chakras, but some of the chakras that are beneficial for healing certain issues. So pay attention if you're having issues connected to these chakras. So base chakra, this is family issues, and it could be actual circumstances in your life playing out, because when we have issues in our chakra system, it plays out in our physical reality. So this could be like unresolved family issues, family karma patterns coming down the family line, huge for twin flames, from trauma already gone through and experienced, or even things popping up in reality. So base chakra, very important to healing and important for your light body to activate too, and really shift into the light body. We have the solar plexus next. As I said, most of twin flame experiences are happening on an astral level. It's how you'll be able to think about them, and they are too, and exchange information, messages, meet in the astrals. And this is important too, because a lot of the twin flame interaction that's happening on a spiritual level, it's something you feel all the time. It's always there in the background. Like twin flames, the bond is unbreakable, as oftentimes runner will find out too, right? Okay, but both, right? So it doesn't matter time, distance, where you go. You could end up in another dimension, across the planet, state, country, doesn't matter. You're gonna feel this person deeply, and keyword feel. So this is connected with your solar plexus. This is the astral level connection, the spiritual connection, because a lot of this interaction is happening on the spiritual. You're going to notice you have a lot of interaction with their higher self, right? And this is happening on an astral level, so you can just feel them all the time. I describe it, it's hard to describe, but it's always there in the background. That hasn't ever gone. It's like this spiritual connection. It's almost like an energy you just feel all of the time, especially if you have merged or into union or spend a lot of time together and been in union. So you feel this, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just this energy. It's there in the background. You can go do other things. You're busy. It's right there. So that's the solar plexus too, because it's the astral that we're feeling. It's like the 5D for all of us anyway, but then we have this twin flame overlay on top of the 5D experience, because oftentimes, obviously, twin flames are already living in the 5D or are making the ascension into the 5D, right, with this experience. As your twin flame is here to guide you, the divine masculine is here to guide you through your healing and what to work on for the feminine, and into this 5D state too, because this is where union happens. Despite that, it's already happened on that spiritual level. So oftentimes you're feeling this person all the time, thinking about them. It's right there. And this is that spiritual or astral connection too. Obviously, heart chakra, this is where I don't want to say cord, because this can be multiple chakras with the connection. I really feel it's all chakras. We don't cord like a karmic partner, where we would cord, and then when the connection's over, we obviously cut those cords and it's done, right? Twin flames are even deeper. You merge a chakra system, your one consciousness. This is where it gets a little weird, and I'm not going to go into this chat today, but you share that chakra system and you've merged energy bodies. This is why you go through the love bubble honeymoon. It's amazing. It's euphoria. And then, sorry, orbs going. Okay. So anyways, and it's euphoria, and then all of a sudden, why all of the trauma and doubts and fears and worries come up is because as you're merging your energy together, don't have to touch to do this either, just to remind you, when you're spending a lot of time with this person, even it could be online, at long distance, anything. When you're spending time with this person and their energy, all of a sudden, all the problems come up in the chakra system, and because you're merging chakra systems together, it affects your energy in both people's, and sometimes this is where all those problems come up, and more layer of healing comes up too, because the chakras are literally merging into one being, system, consciousness, and so that's how it is. So the heart chakra is very important. A lot of times I'm helping a ton of twin flames that are either, this is another conversation, dealing with a divine masculine that has some type of avoidant attachment, and so I know this might be mirroring an issue you didn't know you had too, in some way. We're not going to go there, but because of that, I've done a lot of studying of this. I'm putting it in my latest book that I've been working on the past couple of days too. And this is just closed heart chakra, right? And it's not all the time, because they do connect properly, as I thought maybe not in the past, but they do. And it's not that, but it's the heart chakra thing too. And so we have to have our heart chakra open for unconditional love with this person. And it's no different than unconditionally loving ourselves or healing certain things. And when we can, this is where the twin flame telepathy comes from. You think it's the mind, and it's different. So it comes from the heart, and this is where the light language, other language, right, tapping into the energy. So twin flames share very powerful heart chakra connection, we'll call it, right? And the more open your heart is, the more that you're going to receive, you know, beautiful, powerful energies. More closed off can close off the connection. So it's never going anywhere, but you're not receiving as much in a negative way. So we want to open our heart more. Okay, throat chakra. This is where the runner chaser separation cycles come from. Okay, yes. So if you're dealing with that, heal your own throat chakra too. And that's okay. And I realize sometimes runner, not to pick, they might have a kind of throat chakra problems. And usually twin flames hold the opposite. So if you're really strong, like, you know, I'm strong on my throat chakra, I feel. I was downloading on this. I think I was here, or I'm here to help my masculine to open up that throat chakra more. And just the interactions that they're having with me are meant to have with me too, and that's meant to heal that for them on some level. And so it's like for your strengths, they might have things they need to work on in that area and vice versa. It just kind of depends on how that mirroring happens anyway. But throat chakra, heal your throat chakra, this should heal. Also problems with the masculine too and things like that, if there's the runner chaser dynamic or communication issues, which are huge with twin flame, or even obstacles on that level too. Of course we connect on the higher chakras too, but not going to go into that. So healing your chakras is very important for also activating more of the gifts and abilities. It's not meant to stay stuck in the trauma phases. That comes up, it's, you know, and we have to trust that we're being guided to heal certain issues to come into union too with this path. It's why oftentimes even when you try to get off that, you're guided back to it anyways. You might have moments where you're like, I'm done with my twin flame, but you're always right back at it. So when you heal certain issues, I want my cat to get it. When you heal, sorry, when you heal certain issues with the chakras, it will open you up more to more gifts and abilities. I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you still linger and I can't control them. As I just said, you'll try to move on and then you'll probably be guided back to this person, whether you're thinking about them, you want to be with them again, you're missing them. There's the powerful longing. This happens on both sides, just in case you're wondering. And so oftentimes if there is the runner, sometimes it's no contact, no communication. They feel it too all of the time, but they're just suppressing it and trying to fight through it or something. It's not a fight with you. It's between themselves of ego. And it doesn't matter because we have that runner will kick off and try to not do the ego death. And every separation causes it anyway, so it just happens anyways. There's no fighting the process. It's happening regardless too. So you guys might have been facing that or going through that now. It depends on where you guys are at with the process. I should have believed you always have my best interest at mind and heart. Divine masculine may have triggered insecurities or insecure patterns. I'm confused about what I should do with my feelings for you. Our love was too intense for me to handle. I needed a breakaway. It can be hard to navigate the twin flame experience while you're doing other things. We're working, we're doing stuff. We got missions, work, right? All this stuff to navigate. This can be an intense connection on top of it, on top of navigating all of this stuff. This is why sometimes there's that push and pull between both. It depends. It's easier being with someone from my world. And in fact, you're probably noticing, Divine Feminine, that you are losing people that are asleep on your spiritual path, and you are aligning with other twin flames and other people that are awakened during this time. Like you might be getting a whole new friend group. That's something I noticed from this separation. I got a whole new friend group that is much more aligned with me, so I've had to clear some of the old friends. Like, oh no. All right, and it's happened naturally anyways, right? And then you're noticing you're having new connections come into your life that are much more spiritual or aligned with you. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. Clearing negative thoughts will help a ton. That's the inner work needing to be done. I wish you were here with me. You might be missing this person. It depends on how this is manifesting. You wish that they were with you. Divine Feminine always just wants the traditional 3D relationship on some level. Your energy is intoxicating and it's pulling me in. You might still feel the soul pulls towards this person. Like I said, both are feeling that. I've been working on myself. You've been doing a lot of work on yourself and it is showing. You've been making a lot of changes in your life. This is just getting rid of the negative patterns, behaviors, addictions, bad habits, things like that. Clearing things. I know that the last separation I was guided to make a lot of big changes in my life. I really do care, even though I don't show it. This is another avoidant tendency, acting like you don't care, or not bothered, or not telling your twin flame how you feel. I had someone the other day I was helping, and like they tell me like, oh, I love this person so much, and then when it comes time to talk to them, they were like playing it cool, right? Like, okay, you guys deep feelings for this person. You might be having also a hard time communicating these energies or feelings. The distance between us kills me. Some of you guys are facing physical distance. Some of you might live apart, or it could just be separation spaces. That can be normal with twin flames. I was saying that. I did a call yesterday, and I was telling the person they had their karmic live down the street, right? And their twin flame was in another country, and I said, oh yeah, look. I said, of course, right? Yeah, I know. They were talking about these two connections. Karmic lives right down the street, and flame is really far away, right? Okay, the mirroring and what was being shown to me got too intense, and this is where you have a fear, negative belief. Usually they stem from past traumas. Okay, so we have unresolved karmic baggage. Usually this just comes from you had trauma in the past and it's messed you up and how you see things. You come near your twin flame with these distorted views, projections, and beliefs, and you already have it on a subconscious level. They come around and it comes up and comes out and spins as not seeing things right. You have been clearing a lot of negative ways of seeing things, but you've had all those negativities come to the light so that you could understand things, especially if in separation. A lot of twin flames are getting ready to come back together with a clear view and lessons learned and getting a lot of experience and wisdom after doing a lot of deep healing work in these spaces so that you could clear old, sometimes subconscious projections, views, narratives, and even stories so that you can do it right with your twin flame. Because let's face it, sometimes when you come together in the beginning, the old baggage comes up, especially it depends on where you are at in your healing journey too, or how long you took in between meeting your twin flame and other stuff you have been through. So it brings the old stuff up, and it really has nothing to do with your twin flame, but while you're in it, you might get a little like you're looking at them through the lens of past karmic stuff you've been through. So a lot of healing of that has been happening on the divine feminine side. From the moment I saw you, I knew you were the one, and that's very fast. I have that from my own twin flame experience, that you knew, here comes the flame. You knew. I don't think you expect them most of the time either, but here they come, and you're made aware it was them on both sides. You both are made aware, whether from the other person, but I mean on a spiritual level, you guys are made aware, you know it, you think it's going to be the fairy tale, and then the healing crisis comes up, right? So you know this is your person. Everything I see now reminds me of you. I always say, like, you might see, okay, a lot of people may appear in your life with the same astrology sign as your twin flame, or element as your twin flame, or you might see their name everywhere. Little reminders, little things that just you and them, like you had in your own little world together. You're going to see all of the reminders. It could be you're seeing a couple and you're missing them. Whatever it is, there's a lot within the design, because there is an invisible energy that obviously connects us all together, but connects twin flames together too. This is the universe. This is source trying to bring you together. So for the twin flames, there's that energy, which is very magnetic pull, trying to get you together. And it's the universe, and you're feeling that energy too. So you're getting a lot of magic, signs, synchronicities, messages, especially apart, trying to get you to wake up and to recall and think about this person, and even to guide you back together if apart. I'm clearing my karmic past and healing from the past karmic relationships I've been through. Be patient. Some of the past relationships I was in have hurt me deeply and left me very wounded. And so when the twin flame comes along, they trigger old wounds from relationships. And it happens on both sides, but this is obviously a reading for the divine feminine. They've triggered a lot of your past karmic stuff and a lot of trauma and pain to sort back through. You might have thought you were done, and it's like, okay, so you have a lot of karmic wounds from your past. Sometimes these wounds make us hard to open up, closed off, guarded, walled, looking for false flaws, worried about things. Just kind of depends. You're healing from your karmic past. You've been through quite I call it a train wreck of relationship stuff at this point in time. More relationships, more trauma, more karmics, more stuff to deal with, right, and to sort through. I'm just not ready yet. Trust in the divine timing. I need more time to process my feelings. You need to heal how you're seeing things. A shift in perspective is needed. Like I said, shifting the perspective of how you're seeing things. Yes, I'm your twin flame. We've done this dance many lives before. All right, I brought empath cards today. Both twin flames are empaths. This can make it overwhelming. I was helping someone this morning. They said they were having problems because I help people with, relationship problems, a lot, other problems too. And they said they were having problems, and they also said in the same thing, they were really, really tired and drained. This can be draining. Once you reach these lows, your twin flame will be in them too. So also just know that too. Take care of your energy. All right, creating personal space. Both twin flames, this is a different kind of connection. You guys need personal space. Twin flames are advanced light workers. Oftentimes you guys have a lot going on, right? And this is why sometimes it's like that too. It's not the usual paradigm. Sometimes twin flames come together, love bubble, come apart, come back together. And you're needing that space, Divine Feminine. What are you doing with that time? You're meant to be working on yourself, really raising your frequency, making your ascension, and getting to work helping the planet. This is what twin flames do. Even if you're apart, not everyone is, but if you're apart from your twin flame, you have that twin flame energy to utilize. The twin flames that I see and that I work with are going through the most powerful transformations over the past couple of years. Especially, it depends on when you met your twin flame. Since you met your twin flame, you're going to notice, yes, you've done a lot of intense healing, purging, clearing of emotions and traumas and karmas. However, you're going through a powerful transformation. You see it in your body, your face, how you look, your energy, right, on every level too. So you're going through a very powerful transformation. Take that space to work on your healing and other things. Questioning your darkest thoughts. The darkness is, we are warrior angels, and we need to heal the darkness within. It's not without. Okay, I know we got to go into these shadow, wounded areas, places where insecure, we're hurt, and your twin flame has most certainly been doing their job. People don't want to hear this. Someone asked me yesterday, are they just doing their job, triggering you? They are just doing their job, the divine masculine, and triggering you in whatever way, narrative, story, so that you can work on healing certain things within you. Yes, the divine feminine. You need to go deep within, and you need to heal these things. Divine masculine could see things clearly. If they've gone rudder, they know that you've had issues and problems. They might not have shared them with you, but they saw them real loud and clear. They go. So you can work through these things. They had a good eye for things that you are healing. It's more helpful if they can communicate and help you through the process, as they're meant to be your spiritual guide. But some, depends on how it goes, right? You need to really, really start to do that inner work with your thoughts and what's going on. 99% of your thoughts are just ego projections and blocking you from success and other areas of your life, maybe even your relationship. You'll know when your ego is getting in the way. Sometimes it's on both sides too, right? As we talked about earlier, really working on that ego part. Examining your self-identity. Once again, ego coming to the coming up. So when your ego is strong and it comes out, that's your 3D identity, and you know that because you had to go through those lower self, ego, lower self, higher self, 5D identity, who you truly are. But you have to do the work to shift out of these lower patterns, beliefs, who you are, and ascend into this higher being of light. Takes a lot of work, right? Because you got to conquer the lower to rise into the higher and become the higher self. So we have this ego kind of thing that has gotten in the way, and I know firsthand it comes out and gets in the way. It's the mean things you said, it's pushing away, right? Whatever it is, and it's come out, and it might come out. And that's probably the hardest part of the separations that you do, because you might do different cycles or different healing, right? I feel it goes in order. And when the ego comes out, it's the worst layer. You've been guided to work on that so that you can get rid of it. Ooh, got to strip it away and get rid of it and really become who you're truly meant to be. If you're by yourself in separation, that's why, so that you can just be in that 5D space and work on that. Okay, breaking the chain of repeating cycles. Some of these cycles have been playing out in your relationships in a really ugly way. Time to break the relationship patterns and things that have come up in the way. This is wounding around relationships. You're being guided to heal these things. Celebrating the world's diversity. We're all different. We're all unique. You and your twin flame share a soul blueprint. However, it is unique in your design as to how it will play out, right? All right, embracing that. I had someone comparing their journey to someone else's. Everyone is different, right? I know. And it depends. All twin flames have to work out issues. Look, patterns that come up, problems, whatever it is. It's about how you move through these challenges. I feel they're like challenges sent by the gods. You're going to move through certain challenges in order to get to union. You're going to have to pass certain tests and things you got to move through, right? So everyone is different, embracing that unique design. Loving the self on all levels. Your twin flame has showed you your darkest and light aspects. I know we like it in the beginning. They've shown you areas that you need to work on yourself and to kind of heal on certain levels too. Working on those darker, negative shadow. They're just shadow. You just need to love them and heal them. And sometimes this is where energy healing comes in, because we can't always see these wounded, distorted aspects. This can help us to restore our template. We came into a damaged template as starseeds, as children. And this is why we experienced a lot of inner child wounding and things within our families and stuff like that. Really healing yourself. Inner child work, and will help you in your relationships and your energy. And of course, energy healing will help with that. Shadow work. Embracing sensuality as union. I love this because I'm a Taurus. I'm a very sensual inside, right? And I know my twin flame is too. And this is like shifting into that goddess, sensual, beautiful love energy. And it is beautiful. It is intoxicating. It's a high I keep saying I can get on board with, right, within the union. And bringing that softer feminine energy into this union is going to help. Ego, masculine, resistant, feminine energy, what is needed too. This is meant to bring a beautiful, loving union where you guys have a lot of beautiful, sensual moments together. Okay, the Hermit. You might have been kind of alone right now, having people fall off your timeline. They might even do you wrong because you wouldn't get rid of them. Seeing a lot of that happening lately. Okay, can happen for masculine and feminines around you, but especially masculines around the divine feminine, especially if you've been left alone by your twin flame. This is where the creeps come in. Let's get discerning. Okay, you're being guided to do this work on your own by yourself if you're in separation. Even if union, you're needing to really, really be careful with your energy and who you're letting into your field, okay? Divine feminine, this is coming up for you during this time. You're needing more time by yourself. This is spiritual enlightenment. If you're divine masculine, I don't want to use the word abandoned, abandoned you, discarded you, right? Rejected you in some way. They have some issues to work out on their side too. This is giving you that space so you can work on your spiritual awakening and your spiritual ascension. And hopefully you're not looking for someone to fill that void and that you're filling it yourself. So some of you guys have been in this hermit phase, and this is all about self-reflection, tapping into your own guidance and having more time by yourself, right? So you're in that hermit. That's a spiritual energy though, a spiritual awakening energy. You're waiting for your ships to come in, you're manifesting something, and this is traveling or moving abroad. I keep saying that too. Maybe you're really being guided to travel. Yeah, I know, gotta get out. Like after a while, drive me crazy. You might be guided to go abroad, travel, get out there, go on some trips, right? And you might really be getting these ideas. Some of you guys, that's with your twin flame. Some of you might be solo. If your twin flame isn't around, you gotta live life too. So you're really like wanting to travel and to get out. Now, something you probably wanna do with your twin flame, but hey, if they're not around, some of you guys are gonna be traveling solo. It just kind of depends. Now, this can also indicate if you guys are in different countries and traveling abroad, right? That there's gonna be some type of travel to bring you together, right? Another message, another download. This is going to be some type of travel to bring you together, and maybe some type of plan with that too, that you might have been made aware of that too, whether you're traveling to your twin flame or they're going to travel to you too. Six of Swords, you're clearing the drama and you're healing and you're moving on from hard times. You might have gone through some type of hardship or inner turmoil. You're releasing the baggage. Once again, this is a traveler traveling overseas, but this is like my spiritual journey. You're on this spiritual trip, right? Going through your spiritual awakening. You're in a period or a space of healing. This is why I say to do those energy healing sessions on my site. It will help you so much. So you're in this space of healing, and it is going to help you to clear the baggage. Once again, if you guys are far apart distance-wise, like other cities, other places in your twin flame, this can indicate syncing up and traveling to each other. It's also the masculine on the card, so they might be coming to you too. All right, Three of Pentacles, you guys need to work together. Some of you guys haven't been learning from your past relationship mistakes. It wasn't to punish you. It was not karma with the karmics. It was to teach you certain lessons so that you could be a better partner too. Some of you guys might be losing things materially. Watch out for the people around you, for sure. Your time, your energy, and even your money is valuable during this time, Divine Feminine. Be careful where you're placing it or putting it. Okay, so we have your job might be taken off. You might be focused focus on your job right now, and this is like, okay, this is something huge coming. Usually it's my work card, and this is like things taking off, but in certain areas of your life. So if you've been working on certain areas, some of you in Twin Flame Union, could be your job, whatever you're pouring your energy into, you're going to be very successful too, and people are noticing that. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. This is my energy exchange card. You are powerful. People are coming to energy exchange with you because they realize how valuable your energy is. The more you work on raising your frequency and cultivating your energy, and the more that you have come into Twin Flame Union, you hold very powerful Twin Flame Union light codes and things like that. Your healing codes, if you've done a lot of healing on yourself. I know that was a big part of my journey, going around to many of the Earth's sacred sites to become encoded with that energy. I know, right? And to change my own energy and things like that for my healing job that I do too. So working on your energy will really, really help you on your journey and things like that. It's going to help you to level up in many areas. So once again, your money, time, and energy, this is important, and just to value it, because this is something also my twin flame taught me. Like, a lot of times Divine Feminine does not see your value yet. And some of you guys are undercharging or letting too many people access you for free, right? Oh my God, or come purge all over you and complain all day, affecting your energy, and this is not okay. So Divine Masculine has been trying to show you your value. They might help you in areas of your life, obviously, a lot of areas of your life, and showing you your value, especially time, energy, and money-wise. Keep working on your energy. You have powerful gifts, and sometimes you don't even see that, just how valuable your time is and what you can do with people. We're going to do a reading now for the Divine Masculine. Just want to kind of do some cards. Let's see where the masculine's at. All right. All right, my cat's there. Okay, let's do a reading for the Divine Masculine just to see where they're at. Masculine Collective, Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. Time has brought me clarity about us. I made the wrong choices, especially if you've ended up in separation. This is like, they realize, some of them are thinking, because I'm watching it today with people I know, they want single life. They're thinking the grass is greener on the other side. They want their space, and usually it's to go what do single people do? Date other people, flirt around, keep their options open. They're not sure, right? And so it's like, okay. And so some of these masculines are in that energy, and then they realize, big mistake when that kicks off and when that happens, is ego resisting union, and it's just fear of intimacy, right? And when that happens, they realize what they've done and how they've lost you if in separation. And that's a lot of emotions to deal with. And once they sort that out, they might be suppressing how they feel about you. You know, their ego may have won out with their thoughts and thinking that they would be happier without you. But when those feelings resurface, because they do, they're going to have to deal with them, they realize just how much they love you and how much they've messed up or sabotaged things too. So usually it's their own patterns that have sabotaged things too. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? So they're thinking about you. They might be wondering where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, especially if Divine Feminine has moved on and is no longer chasing or entertaining the lack of, I say, reciprocation in this connection. It doesn't work. One-sided connections are just draining, right? Divine Feminine might have been pouring a lot of energy, and Divine Masculine may have pulled back more and more and given less and less, so that it becomes draining. When you guys are both all in and you're sure, it's a beautiful, powerful energy exchange between awakened Divine Feminine and awakened Divine Masculine. So it just kind of depends. They're missing that energy, whether maybe your Divine Feminine isn't focusing on them so much or is just done. It depends. I mean, you can only do so much, and they're feeling that, and they're wondering what's going on the Divine Feminine side too. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. So they trigger the Divine Feminine abandonment wounds, but this also can remind them that they've abandoned themselves in abandoning this connection, and then usually that will hit them in old childhood abandonment wounds that made them abandon you in the first place. So a lot of the masculines that do ghost, discard, abandon you, they went through some type of trauma in the past where that happened to them, usually in childhood from the parent, right? And then they've played that cycle out in their relationships later on, usually unconsciously, so it doesn't hit them till later, but they're suddenly feeling, because we have this energy of the rest of the cards, very alone without this connection, and realizing that they messed up. They want to reconcile if apart, and they might be trying to figure things out or to heal things to get there. It just depends. I have awakened to our connection. I know we have a timeless bond between us. They are awake to this connection. They understand they're going through something huge since they met you, and that they know that this is a twin flame connection. They understand the spiritual connection of it. They always have, even in the denial, dismissing, pushing away stages of the runner. They've always known who you are and what the connection is too. Would I be rejected if I contacted you? Do you still want me? And you might have, Divine Feminine may have already rejected the masculine, saying things, being mean, being rude, pushing away back if abandoned or discarded. It depends. And I don't really like those words, but they come out a lot in the twin flame journey. So they might have felt a lot of rejection from you too already, or they're worried about rejection, causing them that they already rejected you. It just depends. They're thinking about reaching out to you. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you've moved on. So they probably sense energetically that you're moving on, or that maybe they put too much space or distance between you guys. I know that we have a soul connection. I've been working on myself, and I'm not the same as I was before. So if you're expecting your twin flame to be the same as when you were together before separation, no, those versions are dead. Literally dead and don't exist anymore. The person that you remember, they've gone through this process and are completely different going through this process. I underestimated how important you are in my life. I can't go another day without you. They're having a hard time without you if they are. I want to reach out but don't know how. I fantasize about you. This person thinks about you just as much, but of course I mean this, yes, in that way. They fantasize about you a lot. Life with you, being with you, missing you. I have a time letting go of my old life. They might be having a hard time. There might be things, I use the word chained, that are chaining them. And I saw this, I was looking at old messages and I saw my twin flame says that, and these are very, very old, and I don't know how randomly I saw this, that they have to stay and plant seeds to try to wake up their parent, and they're never waking up. Sorry, right? These people, they're not gonna, they're your past lifetimes, and you didn't wake up in every life, but what is important is this lifetime with your twin flame, that you are awakened, and that the other versions of you, they exist simultaneously. They did not wake up, and not to waste your time, effort, and energy on the sleepers, and in fact, you get guided away from them to go on a 5D journey within this lifetime that you signed up for, and that this is your ascension. So sometimes we get chained to family, karmics, kids, all the stuff of the 3D. It's all about untethering yourself from the 3D, but easier said than done. You know, this is stuff that you got to work through, and this is why ascension can take people so many years to let go of the old or the 3D completely. And when you don't, it's really draining to be around the people that are asleep, if you didn't notice. They literally drain your soul energy. My soul recognizes yours and longs to be with you. When I come back to you, it's forever. And I think this person knows that too. It's something that they're struggling with or moving through. I came to earth just to be with you. Outside energies and circumstances got in the way. So there might have been some type of outside interference. You lit a fire in me I can't explain. Your energy is awakened and activated this person. I just keep saying, even though we're awake, trust me, we're about to wake up a lot more, right? And go through these little awakenings within our awakenings. So your energy has activated this person. Practicing daily spirituality. Make sure that you're saging, cleansing your space, meditating. Sometimes we get lost in the day-to-day. Forget all that. It's about how you're connecting with the spiritual. I was telling myself that this morning. I don't really care about what you're doing with your job and your stuff. It's all about how you're bringing yourself back after all of that. Salt bath, sage, Palo Santo, meditation, alone time, right? All the spiritual stuff you should be doing. Energy healing is one of the biggest ones too. taking a vow. Divine masculine took a vow to be with your divine feminine. This is already your spiritual husband and wife. You're already married spiritually with this person. Why I feel a lot of times people marry the karmics and they don't the twin flame, because there's no need to, and because you already are. But we do the heroes gamos, which is when you have sex, you merge your souls into that one state, and that's true union, right? So a lot of you guys, it would be like if you haven't consummated it. I see so many twin flames that are slow to actually merge because of that, right? Like, oh my God, it's like they merged everyone else day one, right? But when it comes to the twin flame, I see some twin flames that have taken years of dancing around each other and all this stuff. And this is why, because it's this energetic merge, it's this spiritual merge that happens, as you can't do with the karmic. So it's a little bit different, but you took a vow to be with this person. There's a soul contract to come into union with this person. Doesn't matter how long it takes. So I think divine masculine has this union like right there. Okay, accepting the past. You've been hurt in the past too. You've had these relationships with the karmics and karmic wounds and things like that have made you hesitate with your divine feminine. Tend to let go of your past and stop using it as an excuse. Manifesting the future. So we're meant to be in this space of now, but some of you guys are meant to be working on manifesting this future and manifesting the future with your twin flame, literally. So some of you guys have chosen the ego path. That's by your self-separation. What happens to the ego? It gets destroyed and you come into union. You're like, either way. So if your ego is like, I'm going to do this all by myself. I've seen so many people that have done this path, right? I'm going to do my own thing, forget my twin flame. Your ego gets destroyed. I hate to be the spoiler alert. And you come into union, dissolution, we call it, right? And you come into union. So none of your plans will work out with what your ego wants to do because they're selfish, and that it's all about coming into that space of not I, we together with your divine feminine. A lot of divine masculines have tried to get rid of their divine feminine and stay by themselves. We know you're trying to shut off your own half of your soul and intuition. So it's all about that union state. You have a contract together. It doesn't matter how much you delay, throw tantrums, sabotage, you will get to that union for everyone that has a twin flame. Mentalizing emotional impressions. So you've been burying a lot of old toxic emotions. They've come out from this experience. Hopefully you're feeling more grounded. This is your high priestess. This is your divine feminine. She might be an oracle. She might be a healer, high priestess. She has a very healing energy, a very all-knowing energy too. I realized that after the fact with things I said to my twin flame. They all happened. Like when I had visions and, oh my God, this will happen. And they acted like it was just insane. It all happened, even now. They might have really good psychic gifts and intuition. They're meant to enhance your own gifts, and you're meant to put your gifts together and work together on projects. I see people making $1 million businesses with their twin flame and starting things from the ground up. And I was telling a twin flame, because this was my experience, masculine has the idea, feminine will make them happen in the physical. It sounds really weird. They'll have the idea for a product or a business or whatever. Divine feminine will make that happen and materialize it into the physical. Things the masculine couldn't pull off or have happen, I don't know how or why. They will take that and they will make things happen physically. Okay, so this is that sensuality. We talked about that. This is a very spiritual and a sexual connection, but on a spiritual level. So this is like the most mind-blowing physical connection that you've ever had because of the spiritual energy together with this connection of your divine feminine. This is going to blow all of your past karmics or any karmic love interest out of the water. When you touch this person, it is electric. It literally will give you waves. The waves, it'll like literally, like you could be even just near this person and you're gonna be getting this spiritual energy, buzzes, waves, sensations. So the sex is out of this world, right? And things like that. You're gonna be having psychic dreams, insights, downloads around this person, especially as you clear all that healing you needed to do. You get to the good parts. Remember, you're rewarded for going through this path. So it's a very hard path to face and clear those darker shadow aspects and trauma. Then comes the reward. And that's the physical union with this person. It's amazing. All right, 5 of Pentacles. Both of you, are going through some hardships with this. It could be separation, just could be negative stuff hitting you, feeling left out in the cold. You might be left out in the cold. This masculine is missing someone. They're going through a breakup energy, rejection, could be problems with other areas of their life. Now, the reason why is because separation is horrible. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't go away. The farther you travel away from your twin flame into those separation energies after meeting, the more pain that you go through. And so this masculine is feeling that, even though the spiritual is right there, and both can turn into this spiritual union too. So if in separation, masculine is feeling that, it's the breakup that doesn't end. You break up from your karmic, honestly, I was fine like a month later. Like, what? Because you know it's over. You know it's final. With twin flame, it doesn't go away. It's a never-ending breakup until you come back into reunion and union. I know, and it's awful energy to navigate, but once you come into reunion, it's happy and joy, and when you guys come back together, you'll be very positive and happy and love and, you know, in a good way. And so it's like that. You navigate the separation, never-ending breakup until you come into reunion and union. All right, we have a karmic cycle is clearing and closing out with this masculine. They're wrapping their stuff up, especially if in separation. You guys have been pulled back to look at your life and to clear the karmic cycles. And I've had to go through this because I realized that this is needed, that my own masculine was making the same excuses to throw off union. And hey, whatever, nothing was moving ever with them, right? So they have to go take care of all of that stuff. That was their excuse to not do union, and that's on them. They need to clear that stuff. It could just be, I think it's just ego excuses, okay? The same excuses. I see that with the people I help. Oh, I can't, I got this, and this, and they put the excuses up, right? So they're needing to clear some of these things. I think it's just the thoughts, right? It's like, it's their own fear and ego throwing blocks up quick to not get near divine feminine. I don't know why, because they were moving in with the karmic, raising their kids, right? Sorry, and all this stuff. But when it comes to the divine feminine, they're like, whoa, 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 right? Even though they want it badly, it's the ego gets kicked up. So a lot of masculines are clearing some of this stuff. Expect a lot of communication, especially if you're in a space of no contact, no communication, you feel like things aren't moving. There's going to be fast movement forward and things like that. Once again, this is travel, holidays, and hanging out card. So if you guys have been apart, expect to like see each other. And this might be a block that needs to be cleared too. If you guys weren't really seeing each other, nothing was moving, something needs to be cleared so you can actually be together. So this is divine masculine, once again, healing the throat chakra. This might be healing some type of runner pattern, avoidance pattern, whatever it is. Divine masculine is sad, especially if in separation. They're focusing on losing you. This is like having regrets, heartbreak, and emotional baggage. They feel abandoned. The abandonment wound is coming up hard, especially if they're alone. They might have thought they wanted to be alone, but once they're alone, they're realizing that they want union. They want their divine feminine. They might have had some issues come up in getting there. They're focusing on loss. If there was a separation or breakup, they're focusing on how it ended and those feelings coming up too. So they're in a sad, I describe it as depressed, right? They're in a sad, depressed energy without their divine feminine. And some of them might be blaming feminine, but it's from the separation. It feels like that. It feels very yucky, no matter how far you go into it or how long. It doesn't get better, it gets worse the more you go through it. So I think this masculine is kind of realizing that. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways. I am going to be here doing healings and activations. I've started to get up this week's stuff on my site. I got some stuff up there too. You guys can do any of that. I've taken down the 8/8 stuff on my site, but I have the Lionsgate stuff still going, and I would do those today and tomorrow. But anything on my shop is always good. You can always do those healings. If you're a twin flame, flip through those twin flame healings. Start to do those healings. I had someone this morning tell me, you know, they didn't do the healings and they reached out and they're not getting different results. You got to heal. You got to do the healings. This is what will shift you. Okay, so make sure you guys are checking out the healings on my website. Have a beautiful day. Check out my site, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com.